My young love said to me, my mother won't mind, and my father won't spite you for your lack of kind. And she stepped away from me, and this she did say, it will not be long, love, till our wedding day. She stepped away from me, and she moved through the fair, and fondly I watched her go here and go there, and she went her way homeward with one star away, as the swan in the evening moved over the lake.
Get out of my way!
You're always so angry.
Caledonia, get back here.
Hello there. This is weird. I can usually see myself as soon as I go live on my other screen, but I can't see anything except the thumbnail. So I'm presuming I am live, as a few of you have said I am, so that's good. Bit slow? What do you mean, John? What's bit slow? I'm a bit slow. I'm always worried that the technology is going wrong when I start these things, but I'm going to assume it's alright. You see me? Can you hear me, Al? If you can hear me, I'm happy. I'm assuming you can. Right, I'm going to turn this screen here off because it's just confusing me now. I don't know why it's not up there, but anyway. Oh, and I'll bring my agenda up. I've got a wee agenda. And I'm feeling a lot better this week, thanks. Last week it was a bit of a nightmare. As many of you know, I couldn't last right all the way through to the end of the live stream. I was just like, I was dying. No, I wasn't dying, thank God. But I was really needing my bed. But I'm feeling a lot better today, a lot better this week. I'm still not recovered, but I'm feeling a lot better. And while I'm on that subject, thanks so much for all of your well wishes, the emails that I've received and the messages that I've received wishing me well on my recovery. I really appreciate that. Thanks very much. So anyway, let's have a look. I've got a slightly different setup this week, and it'll become clear why. I normally use my iPhone, which is it's got the smashed up back there. I normally use my iPhone to do the live stream with, but I can't use that this week, and you'll find out why a bit later on. So I'm using an alternative camera. So things are slightly different, but I hope things work out well. If they do, this is the method I'll continue to use. So before I get to the agenda, let me click on a few of the comments and say hello to a few people that have been in for ages. There was Rose. Rose was on, that was about 2 hours ago. Put the notifications on. I think Rose is from the Philippines, so the time difference there is quite extraordinary. I think it's something like 2 in the morning or 3 in the morning here. So I think Rose maybe sets her notifications and then gets up to watch the Scottish guy when the alarm goes off. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you can let us know for sure, Rose. Then Doogie checked in. And that was not long after Rose as well. So there's Ronald came in just about 8 minutes before the live stream started. Jim came in about 3 minutes before we started. Gerard McGlinchy says I'm away for the whiskey. I'm no, actually. I've got a wee drink here, but it's no whiskey, I'm afraid, Gerard. it's non-alcoholic. I'm not hitting the spirits just yet. I'm still not recovered, and I want to be on the safe side. Anyway, right. So where were we? Right. So there's John. Hello, John. Waiting. You're waiting. I'm waiting. Johnny Max in. Hello, troops. SGC, a hot Ipswich in Suffolk. I've been to Ipswich a few times. Hold on, I need to just pop my neck a wee bit. I've getting awful headaches. think I'm suffering from long COVID actually. In fact, let me just bring this up and see if I can do this thing. Boom, can I do that? Aye, I was looking at this earlier on today about the symptoms of long COVID, and these are the most common symptoms, which I have all of them. I've got all of these symptoms, right? The muscle between my shoulder blades has been aching non-stop for 4 weeks now. I haven't completely lost my sense of smell, but my sense of smell is certainly diminished from what it used to be. Shortness of breath, well, you all know that. I can hardly talk for the full hour till I'm out. In extreme tiredness. I'm fatigued all the time. Sometimes walking up a flight of stairs I have to stop and sit. But then I looked at the other symptoms, and I'm not going to rhyme them all off to you here, but apart from the tinnitus and the earaches, which I don't have, and apart from the heart palpitations, which I don't have, I've got every other single one of those, including a rash, which I'm not going to show you, but I've got a rash under here too. So I'm starting to think that I've got long COVID here. So anyway, right. If there's any doctors in watching, you can maybe let me know whether I'm just being a drama queen like my wife says I am or not. Right, okay, so let's have a wee look. Just before I get to my first bit of my agenda, Dougie Mearns, we quite a lot of, Douglas Mearns, we quite a lot of Dougies and Douglases in, and there you go. Oh, just noticed a huge part of the Highlands is a no-fly zone thanks to RF training. Could be 32 Ewing. I'm actually in the lowlands. This is the lowlands of Scotland where I live, not far from Prestwick Airport. And although there seem to have been some military aircraft late at night, maybe after midnight or maybe between midnight and 3 a.m, and I can only tell by the sound of them, they sound like big, even bigger than Hercules. What's the next big one, the Galaxy or something? I can't remember. But it sounds like there are some military aircraft going over at night here from Prestwick. But in the Highlands, I know that, there used to be an RAF base up at Lossiemouth in RAF Kinloss. I think they maybe turned over to the army now. But so there could be quite a few manoeuvres going on up that way. I don't know. I'm far from the Highlands, but there's a bit of stuff going on in the world at the moment, I think. Right. There's Al. Cheers for Germany. Cheers. Is that right? Right. No, it's the wrong one. Cheers for Germany. Cheers for Scotland there, Al. Right, counting down to 30 seconds. Aye, well, it's working. Obviously, we're working now. There's Rose. Rose is in. Hello, Rose. I think is it about 2, 3 a.m. for you at the morning? Good evening for me, but maybe 3 a.m. or something for you. There's Barry. I am feeling a bit better, Barry. Thanks very much. I'm feeling a lot better, actually. Still no totally recovered. I mean, sometimes I walk up a flight of stairs and I'm like, whoa, I have to sit down at the top of the stairs. And sometimes when I stand up, I get really, really dizzy and have to sit back down again. So I'm still not fully recovered. And as I was saying just a few minutes ago, I think it might be long COVID. But I'm feeling better within myself. I was feeling quite depressed and a bit, not sure. I was losing my confidence and not sure of myself. Feeling really low actually, but that seems to have gone a bit now, and I'm feeling a lot better. Thanks a lot to you guys, and I hate saying you guys. It's so YouTubey, isn't it? But thanks a lot to all of you who have been sending me nice messages and nice emails and leaving such nice comments on my videos. It does encourage me and inspire me to feel better and to just get out of the kind of rut that I'm in at the moment. So thanks very much for that. John's asking if the wife's okay. Jay is great. She's good as gold. She's away for a wind anyway in normal times. So although it hit her bad, she recovered and she's young too. So poof, she's back in good as gold. But thanks for asking. Aye, George, I am on the mends. Thanks very much. Right, God, there's so many messages here. I'll just... I haven't got a whiskey in here. Not yet. Maybe in a couple of weeks I'll maybe have a whiskey. But there's Kim. Loved your last video, by the way, a sort of drone thriller episode. Right, okay, I'll get back to some of your other hellos and messages in a minute, but that Kim has led me to a good point that I want to sort of start tonight with. 8 minutes in and I want to start. So I want to start on my agenda, and it's about the video that I made and about the whole episode of Lassie and the problems she's had. Here she is, by the way. Let me just drop this, and in fact I'll move to a full screen so you can maybe see her a bit better. So here is Lassie, good as gold. I'll just take her wee cover off and I'll open up her wings, and there she, you'll see that I've got my flat operator ID on here, but it's covered up. You don't know the number of people that would love to get hold of my operator ID. Well, I'm not getting it. So here's Lassie now. She has got some bumps and scrapes and bangs, as you'll see, over the course of almost 2 years. She's been through the wars, but she still flies remarkably well. So here she is, good as gold. So that's Lassie, and so what I want to speak about first of all is, if you've watched my video, that there's something that I noticed at the time, but I didn't really, I didn't speak about it. I don't know why. I think part of long COVID is this one here. Where does it say? Problems with memory and concentration, brain fog, right? So I think maybe I suffered a wee bit of that and forgot to kind of mention this. But during that video, and I'm going to bring it up now, just a tiny little clip of it. During that video, at 3 minutes and 39 seconds in, if you look at the, let me bring that up full. If you look at the telemetry, which is this one here, at the 3 minutes and 39 seconds mark, watch what happens. Let me start this and watch what happens. But not a consistent and steady signal, the same way the Mini 3 seem to have. Did you see that? What? And I'll just try and stop it right on it. Come on. Boom. What is that? I mean, that, I obviously, now she was only, well, she was over 1 kilometre away, right enough, but she'd only been flying for a couple of minutes at the most when that happened. Let me just play that one wee bit again, and I'll let it play right through. Here, but not a consistent and steady signal, the same way the Mini 3 seemed to have. Ah, sorry, I'm an idiot. What a doofus. Right, okay. What I was saying there while I had muted my mic. What is that? I don't know what that is. I don't know what caused that. Some of you might know what caused it. It looks like a lot of people have been speculating that there were what do you call it, sunspots or something like that, storms in the sun or something that caused this. But this video was created 4 weeks ago, something like that. When was it? It was premiered on the 19th of August. What's today's date? 21st? What? It was premiered, but it was created like 3 weeks ago. And there weren't any sunspots as far as I'm aware in the sun then. So, and it said, okay, well, right. Graham, what were you saying about brain fog? Brain fog. Yeah, exactly. You see what I mean? So, long COVID, I'm no doubt about it. Right, Kim just said here, right, no sound, no audio. Everybody's been telling me, yeah. I see. Thanks. Everybody. Right, okay. Kim says, you didn't skim the fringes of one of the... Oh, no, I don't... Have they started to do any jamming? I don't think so. Anyway, here's another thing. A lot of people were commenting about the problems that Lassie had with her signal, saying that it could be this, it could be that, it could be blah, de blah, de blah. But what I think they didn't realise, the ones that were commenting there, was, excuse me, this flight happened immediately after the flight that I did with the Mini 3 on the video that I posted up the week before, which is like 4 weeks ago or something like that. And there were no issues there. Well, no more than there normally are with the signal on the Mini 3. So it couldn't have been, I mean, there couldn't suddenly have been a lightning storm or sunspots or a CAA jamming signals, you know, straight after the Mini 3 flight. I don't think so anyway. So I still don't know what it is. Jim's saying a weak video transmission. Weak video transmission. I'll have to get more details on that, Jim, because I don't quite understand what that means. But that, I mean, possibly aye. But if it is, why did it only happen? It only happened at that one point on the whole flight. That was it. That one, you know, less than a second of whatever the hell it was flashing red. So yeah, maybe it did. I don't know. John thinks it was COVID. Wouldn't surprise me. Jay has had it. I have had it. Did Lassie have it? It's possible. No sound. You're a bit late with that, Gerard. The sound's back on. I can see my wee meter getting up and down. In fact, it might be even too loud. I might be peaking there. I'll turn it down, because I think I'm peaking, and peaking is never good. Right, so that sound should be a bit better there. I shouldn't be peaking now. Right, okay. Ed says I need some fresh air. Get me a salute. Well, Ed, the last time I went out for some fresh air, I fell into the blanket bog, didn't I? I mean, I ended up going on a 10-kilometre trek. And here's another, now that Ed's brought it up, another point. Oh, I've got more points on agenda point 1, but about the trek, but which was 10 kilometres and all. Some people have asked me, are you going to be putting the part 2, which is the journey from where I found Lassie back to civilization? Because I didn't come back along the path that I walked there to find her, because it was horrendous. And I thought, I'm not walking back there. I'll find an easier path. Easier path. That's what I thought at the time. It turned out it wasn't an easier path. And I recorded it. And my intention was just to put it up on the members section of the channel, because it wasn't drone related, and then if anyone else wanted to see it, they just messaged me and I would send them the link. I decided to put it up on the main channel because a lot of people have asked me if I can do part 2. Now, I haven't created it yet. I've had a look at the footage and there are a few problems with it, with the audio, because I was pretty much just using my iPhone to record, because my Pocket 2 and microphone battery died. So I was talking into this and the wind was howling, so the audio, there are audio issues. But I'm going to be putting subtitles up and trying to sort the audio out. So it'll take me a while to do it. So I am going to put part 2 up, because I think there's enough interest that people want to see what happened to me and how I got out of that peat bog. So I'm going to make it. Right. Anyway, let me go let me go on with item number 1 on my agenda. I'm normally finished my whole agenda by this time. I'm still not even finished with point 1. Right, point 1 was, right, it flashed red. Here's the other thing. When I found Lassie, can everyone still hear me okay, by the way? I haven't turned it down too low. No, it's fine. When I found Lassie and picked her up and switched the battery on, she had 61% battery power. 61% battery. So, why was she on the ground? Why was she still not hovering? And here's another thing. If you notice on the video, when I found her, I will try to simulate the position I found her in. She was, I think it was it that? No, I think it was that. I think she was like that. She was either like that or she was like that, right? So one of the legs and you can go back and have a look at the video just to see, because I can't remember. But one of her legs was not out like this, right? So if she was hovering and then landed, how did that happen? Because it takes quite a bit of force. And where she was, she hadn't landed on a fence or a bit of wood. She just landed on some of the long marsh grass. So how did one of her legs get bent? Not just a bit, folded in. It takes a wee bit of force to fold one of these legs in, as I'm sure you'll know. So how did that happen, right? And why was she on the ground with 61% battery still in her? These are questions that need answering, right? Now I know what you're thinking. And I'm going to have a look and see if any are thinking what I'm thinking, right? Oh, everybody's the chat's going by so fast now, right? Okay, hold on. Right, let's see if anybody has got can postulate a theory. So that's the right turn of phrase. Mark says it was one of the back legs, right? Okay, right. Fair enough, but why? Right, here we go, Jim, straight away. And Brian has said it. Mark said it. John had a bash at it. Shotgun. You mean shotgun, didn't you? I don't think so. Right. Okay, so there we go. Dave, I'll get back to that just in a wee minute, right? Okay. George has said it. Right. Travel Tech, hi, how you doing? I'm glad to see you in here. First time. Stick around. You're only listening to a lot of Scottish waffle, but stick around and you might enjoy it. Right. Caroline, hello, how you doing? Right. It was one of my interceptors. I think she'd have suffered more damage than just a back leg being folded in if one of your interceptors hit her there. Although I quite fancied your angels in those interceptors. Dave has said it. Right, Fish Diaries has said it as well. Now, it might not be an eagle attack, right? Ian, it definitely wasn't a power line. I did my risk assessment beforehand, and there were no power lines. Right, I think it's possible. The blanket bog is a protected area. Now that doesn't mean it's an area that you can't go on, right? And it's not private land. Somebody else asked me earlier, did I get given a ticking off or whatever by the landowner? There isn't a landowner, right? It's not private land. It's public land. But it's protected land because of the wildlife there. But the wildlife is more to do with the wildlife in the bog. I think it's insects and creepy crawlies and things like that. I don't really know for sure. But it did say that there is wildlife there. Birds. It did mention birds, and I can't remember what type of birds. But I think there is a type of bird of prey there. It wasn't peregrine falcons. I can't remember what it was, but you can look it up if you go to Aird's Moss on Wikipedia, it will tell you all about it. So I'm wondering, was that a bird strike? Because if she was just hovering there 40 metres up, which isn't particularly high, and she had 61% battery, a bird could have knocked her out of the sky, and that could have folded the leg, causing it to tumble and land upside down the way she was. Now, here's the thing. When I got her back home and I took the card out, and I used these little cards here. If you're always wondering what's the best type of card to get, that's the type of card that I use. Right, and these are perfect for all of my drones, in my pocket too as well. There were 3 video files, but one of them was, it wasn't complete. It had an icon that it was unfinished. Now, I've had that before, and what you do to fix that is you would just put the SD card back into the drone, turn the drone on, connect your controller up, turn it on, and wait for a few minutes, and it fixes it. It ends the video. Well, in this case, when I tried that, it deleted that last file, and that last file is what happened when she was hovering, because the last part I've got is her going and then just into hover, and then the video ends. Well, something happened later, and it's on that file, which is now gone. I've tried everything I can do to recover it. I've downloaded recovery software. and it can't be recovered. So we'll never know for sure, but I think it was not a long-necked giraffe. But I don't think I know I wasn't in a geofence area, right? But I think it absolutely was a bird strike. I think it was a bird strike, and it's such a pity that that last video file is gone. Now I have checked the flying log. You can look at the last flight. You know, it's saved, it's stored, and you can see the flight. It shows you the track of where it went, but that's it. The last thing about it is it just hovering there. It doesn't actually show any video, so we can only speculate. So there you go. So that's that. Aye. And part two, as I said, this is me still reading agenda item number 1. Right, and I need to get to the big thing that I'm going to do. I'm going to be doing part 2 very, very soon. Right. Okay. So anyway, right, I'll quickly just go through some comments because I need to get to a big agenda point here, right? I don't know what that means, but there was enough. It's 128 gigabytes. There was plenty of space. Ian says use the same card. Aye, it's perfect. That's the card you want to be using for your Mini 3, your Mini 2, your DJI FPV, whatever, right? Eddie, go ahead. Thanks for naming all of your pilots. Loved them all. Oh, aye, Captain Scarlet was Angels, right? Alien Abduction. That I was flying over that area where, you know, that saltire cross thing shape was with the stones and the weird structures, which are not so weird because it tells you on the Wikipedia page for Airs Moss, it tells you what that old brickwork was, so it's no longer a mystery. So maybe no alien abduction, right? Haggis attack could have been. It would have to be a high jumping haggis because that drone's 40 metres up, but it's possible, right? A wild high jumping haggis could be that, or the spear chucking haggis found in bogs. I've heard of those, Douglas. James, I think you might have hit it right in the head. It's possible, very possible. I wish I could know. Anyway, right. There was no. I did check, Brian. I checked apart from our usual knocks and you know. She's got a few wee bumps and bruises and scratches that she's had, and there weren't any new ones on there. No blood, no feathers, no sign of any bird attack. But you know, it doesn't necessarily mean she wasn't attacked by a bird, right? Could have been transported back in time. A dinosaur could have hit her, and then whatever. Right? Okay. Aye, why would the video end though? It's making me think it's a drone issue. Normally, this has happened to me before, that the last video file hasn't been finished because what's happened is before you hit stop recording, if you turn the drone off, if you turn the power off before you stop recording, that's what will happen. The video will not be completed. But all you have to do is turn the drone back on and power up the controller, and it will fix it. It will end the video. It will complete that video. But this time it didn't. It deleted it. It was just gone. It was there and then gone. Anyway. Of course it did, Ed. Of course it did. Oh, and that's. I've actually got that as an item that I'm going to coming up later. Item 3. But let me get on with my items. That's nearly past, and I've got a biggie. Oh, I'm not going to have time to do it now. Got a huge biggie I want to do. It's going to take about half an hour, so let me batter on here. Right, okay. A lot of people have been talking about air tags. Oh, you should put an air tag on your drone. How great would that be? You'd be able to find it easy. No, it's got a Find My Drone feature, which is fantastic. An air tag is just the exact same thing, but from a different company using a different map, and it adds a weight and it's adding something else to your drone. Not for me. Air tags, what's the point? Find My Drone, I've used it numerous times. It's never ever let me down. Come on, it helped me to find. It didn't help me. It found Lassie for me. It was 2.5 kilometres away in the middle of a blanket bog. Right? Find My Drone found it. So Find My Drone, you don't need air tags. But what I will be doing from now on is I have this thing here, right? I've actually got two of them, right? These are, and it even tells you on it, is it upside down? I'm an idiot. Look. Right? These are Flytron Cree strobes, right? One's, I'll turn them on. Right, put your sunglasses on, because these are really bright, okay? I'll turn them both on. Right, these are really bright, so put your sunglasses on. You think, that's not very bright. Aye, wait a minute. Okay, right, so they're extremely, extremely bright. Right, that's the green one. Let me turn that off. They're so bright that if you look at them, yeah, it blinds you. And they're very, very finicky. The wee button's tiny to turn them off and on. Right, I think that's it turned off again. Right, and this one's a red one. I might as well turn this one on as well. Right, if you just press the button once. Where is the wee damn button? I can't see it. It's because I'm blinded with that doing. If you just press it once, that's just to tell you that it's working, right? You have to hold the button down to actually turn the strobe on, right? And then you let it go, do you? There you go, right? And now it's strobing. And you can see how bright that is, right? It's incredible. And I've also got this one. This is the Ulanzi, right? It's a white one. Where's the wee button? Right, let me try this one. Right, and it's bright as well. It's actually the brightest of the three. I have videos, older videos on the channel. Hope I haven't ruined the camera lens up there. I've got videos, older videos on the channel where I go out and I test these. Now, if you're worried about weight, the two of these added onto your Mini 2 will take it up to 249 grams, right? Because my Lassie only weighs 243 grams. That will take it up to 249. That will take it up to 249. But you can't have that and that, okay? But you can put two of these on, right? So what I'm going to do, rather than an air tag, I am going to put these on, whatever drone I'm flying. And the way I attached them the last time, I just wrapped them with sellotape around the legs, and it really helped. It actually made the strobe even brighter. A wee bit of sellotape, wrap it a couple of times round the legs, and you're good to go. And what will happen is, if your drone comes down, how much easier has it got? I mean, I was looking about. She was there. She was obviously within 10 metres of me. But I was looking about for ages to try and find her. Whereas if she had had the strobes flashing, I could have got to her straight away. And the darker it is, even if you go to at night it's going to be even easier to find. So I recommend anyone to do that. I'm going to be doing that. John says he uses the third one. That's the Ulanzi. On the test that on the tell, hello, what all the place now? Right, I tried that, Jim, and I can't get it. I can't get this one to do anything but white. And I tried pressing the button, bang, they press it again, still white, bang, press it again, still white, press it again. So it's supposed to do all of the colours, this one, but it doesn't. It only does white. If anybody knows how to make it do more than white. But anyway, when I tested them before, the white, I could see the white one at a further distance than I could see the red and green ones. So there you go. Right, anyway, I need to move on because I've got something biggity big that I want to do. Right, okay, I'll get to it, but here I want to say this. I've had some recent comments on the channel about VLOS. I always get comments about VLOS, especially when I do a video like the one I've just done, which had VLOS in it, right? Or BVLOS. Now, the comments that I've been having are people who are stating their opinion as fact. Your opinion doesn't make it a fact. Even if you say it is a fact, doesn't make it a fact, right? Here's the fact. The fact is that the legislation that covers VLOS and BVLOS must be written as legislation. It doesn't even matter if the police from the drone section or a CAA representative appears on a YouTube channel saying what VLOS is. That doesn't matter. What matters is what's written down. And what's written down is not what a lot of you commenters are saying is VLOS. So when you say this is what VLOS is, blah de blah de blah, that's your opinion, right? I'm going to make a video and I'm going to quote and show the black and white regulations from the CAA to show what VLOS and BVLOS actually is, right? And you can say what you like, but it's your opinion. I'm going to show the facts. So please, just hold on and wait until I've done that before you spout any more of your threatening, rubbishy, nonsense comments. Okay, thank you. Here you go, Douglas. You've said a good thing. If I shout my opinion loud enough and often enough, it becomes fact, all right? It, it does if you're an American, you're Donald Trump, apparently. But not over here. Not with me. You can shout your opinion as loud as you like, as many times as you like, but if your opinion doesn't correlate with the actual facts, which are written down in legislation, then it's just your opinion, okay? So that was an answer to a lot of the commenters who have been stating their opinions and claiming that this is the facts. No, you're wrong. I know what the facts are, right? I've seen them, I've read them, and I know what they are. So that's that. Thank you very much. Let me get to... I'm going to get to this... Right, here we are. I think we're at it. Okay, we're at point 4. I'm going to have to battle for this. Right. Thanks to... I'm going to mention a few names now, okay? Thanks very much to Caroline, Doogie Shaw, Doogie Potter, Graham, Thomas, Gaz, CJ, and Jim Mollison, right? Thank you very much for your super chats. You're buying me a litre of fuel, more than a litre a lot of times, which have helped me to get this, which is a second-hand... Oh, hold on, let me put this off. And I'll go to the full screen. Right, it's a second-hand RCN1, which I got from eBay, but it was listed as brand new and never used, right? So I don't know how true that is. But what I wanted to do tonight is, what I wanted to do tonight was, I haven't connected it. I've charged up. Well, it came fully charged, but I haven't connected it or anything at all. So what I wanted to do tonight was, it might be helpful for anyone who gets a new RCN1 or who hasn't done this before. And I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just going to do it, and hopefully everything will go to plan. But if it doesn't, we'll go through it together, and you can help me out to make sure it works. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set it up right now, and that's why I'm not using this as my camera tonight, because obviously I'm going to attach this to here, so I couldn't use this as my camera. So does that sound okay? Is that something that would be handy? Aye, before I get Al has said, please consider tapping that good old like button, guys. It's free. Oh, hello. Wait. Oh, all right, we're back here. It's free, and you can do something for Robert Shaken Awesome channel. Oh, thanks very much for that. Right, but let me get on with this. Right, so I'll connect this up. And so the first thing I want to do, obviously, is, and I'm going to have to keep turning it. It's going to be a bit awkward, but we'll do it anyway. So the first thing I'm going to do, obviously, is connect up or put on the phone, the phone, and then connect it up. Right, connect it up. So we've done that. Not yet. What do you do? That's the wrong thing. Hold on. Right, I pulled the wrong one out. So you've got to make sure it's in the right... You've got it in the right things. Have I got my specs handy? I don't. I have to do with speckless, right? So it's that one there, which is in there. Is it? Right, that goes in there, and that goes into the... Oh, that's the wrong one. Right, make sure you have the... That was the Android one, so make sure you've got the right wee cable-y thing here. Is that the right one? Yes, that's the right one. So we'll plug this in to here. Right, a lot of fanning about, I know, but bear with me. We'll go through this together. Right, so we'll plug it in here, right? And I'm not going to bother putting the joysticks on. Look at that here hanging down there. There's no need for that. I wouldn't bother putting that on. So what I'll do... See, I can't put your things like John says I'm a wee fanny. Shut up, you ball bag. Right, let's get back there. Right. So what I'll do now is I'll bring up the DJI app, Face ID. How you do? That's awful bright, isn't it? Right. I'll bring up the DJI. You can't see this because I can't connect it up. But I'll bring up the DJI fly up. Right. So there's the DJI fly up coming up. Can you see that? Aye. Okay. Get that. Don't need all that. What's all that? Is that a new? It's a new trailer or something on it. I don't need that. I don't want that. Right, get off. How do we get off of that? DJI. That's very bright. Oh, hello. DJI terms of use. What's all this? Can I turn that brightness down a wee bit? That's awful bright. Right. It's you still can't see it. It's going on about terms of use here, and now it's too dull and I can't see it. It's going on about terms of use, so I'll just click agree, right? And it's now giving me information authorization. DJI collects this, blah 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 blah. Next, why is it doing all this? DJI product improvement problem. I'm not going to join that. I don't know why it did all that, right? But so we're now getting in here. Oh, right, that's the last update. Okay, right, thanks guys. Right, connection guide. Right, so what I'll do now is I'll turn Lassie on. I've only got two hands here, which is a bit of a problem, but I better get a battery. She's not got a battery in. Let me get a battery in her. Right. So let's see. I'm very well prepared for this, right? Right. So I'll turn. The controller's not turned on yet, so I'll turn the controller on for the first time, right? So this is the new one, right? And this is the first time I've turned it on. So I'll just set that there. Look at that. It's covering up Heisenberg. Did any watch Breaking Bad? While I wait for that to fire up, what about this? What do you reckon to this? How's that? Any good? Right. Anyway, enough of the nonsense. Right. So what am I doing? So that's there. Right. Let me turn Lassie on now. So I'll turn Lassie on. Press, click. Right. Four lights. Here she is. A lovely wee tune. Do 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 do. Right. She'll be flashing there at the back. She is. What does that mean? So I'm now going to press on the... You can follow along here if you like, if you've never done this before. Right, I'm going to click on connection guide. If I'm doing anything wrong, anybody let me know straight away. So, right, DJI Mini 2, we'll click on that. What does it say? It says here, firmware version inconsistent, update firmware before use. Right, so there's a problem. It means that I'm going to have to update to the latest firmware no matter whether I want to or not. I've got no choice, so I'll hit continue, and it's now it's updating the firmware. It says approximately 1 minute. This is the same message that you'll get. I think my nose is bleeding. This is the same message you'll get if you switch between the Mini 1 and the Mini 2, the Mini 2 and the Mini 3 using the RCN1. You'll get this message and you'll have to update the firmware each time you switch between the Mini 3 and the Mini 2. It doesn't normally take as long as... Oh, there we go. Wee beady beep. Look, things are happening. Right, what does it say? It says, take out and install the control sticks. I won't bother with that. Connect the mobile device. I've done that. It says, right, unfold it, the aircraft arms. Done that. Two hands. Here we go again. Bear with me. We'll get there. Searching for aircraft. Right, fair enough. Remove the gimbal protector, done that. Slide the battery into the battery, I didn't know that. Search for aircraft. I might have to pair them, and that sometimes happens, that you have to pair things up, but that's fine. Right, it says here, unable to connect to aircraft. It says it in blue. I'm sorry you can't see the screen here, it's so bright. I've tried turning brightness down, but it didn't help. So unable to connect to aircraft, I know I'm going to have to pair now, so click that, and it does say pair. So I'm going to click pair, and it's going to ask me, I imagine it says, press and hold the power button on the underside of the aircraft for 4 seconds. Right, until the aircraft beeps to indicate it is in pairing mode. Right? Tap pair to start pairing. It's pairing, it's now go fly. Right, it's now, okay, change bound device, unbind device. We'll just hit, I don't know if you can see that there or no. Right, this is what's come up. And that's blurry, but it says change bound device, unbind device, cancel. So I'm just going to change the bound device. Right, I've got next, remote controller binding info, confirm DJI Mini 2 with the serial number, remote controller with the serial number, confirm, I did confirm, I've got a wee tick, binding successful, it says. So, and there's an X, I'm going to close that, and it's looking like, what does it say? Unable to take off. Oh, I've not got a card, I don't need a card in it. Unable to take off. Why are you unable to take off? I don't know if you can see that or not, but here it says unable to take off. I don't know why that is. I'm going to try and take her off anyway, right? This should be interesting. Let's see what happens if I try to take her off. Right, she isn't taken off. You're unable to take off. And I'm doing a pre-flight check now. Fly with caution. Sometimes in here, it won't let me take off in here, but let's just... Right, gimbal mode overload. Gimbal mode overload. Right, I think she's now possibly going to be able to take off. It says that, no, unable to take off, and the gimbal motor is overloaded. Right. So, you know what to do now, obviously. Oh, take off with caution. Right, take off with caution. Oh my God. Unable to take off again, it says. Unable to take off. Right, so in cases like this, you know what to do. It's turn off. Press on the warning and allow flight. Oh, really? Aye, I did that. Pre-flight check normal. So turned her off, turn her back on. Could have done that there. But what's too dark? With the screen? No, the screen's alright. Right. Pre-flight check. Auto return to home. I'm not going to bother with any of that just now. Aircraft not connected. I need to give it a bit of time. Right, aircraft not... Oh, there we go. Right, take off with caution. I will be cautious. Unable to take off again. Right, that's not good. Unable to take off. If I click that, it tells me a pre-flight check. GPS signal low. Unlock. It's asking me to unlock it. I will unlock it. Right, and I can now fly with caution. Okay, I hope. Whoa! Okay. Really? Right. Oh, she's loud and noisy. Right, so there we go. Right, so. Oh goodness, right, hold on, let me get this myself, my life sorted out back here, right? Okay, right, so I'm going to turn that wee fanny, shut that ball bag. Right, oh, Lassie's making she's making a gimbal noise. So just turn her off, there, right? You go back to your bed now, hen. We sleep, there you go, you've done well. Right, I'll turn the controller off. I'll disconnect the phone. Put the wee wiry thing back on. Shut it down. There we go. Right, so there we go. Brand new arse. Well, it's not brand new. A new to us RCN1. Although the seller on eBay did say that it was brand new and hadn't been used yet, and it came in the nice wee bag, which I don't know if it was sealed or not, but I think it might have been. And it looks brand new. There's not a scratch or a mark on it. So once again, thanks to Caroline, Dougie Shaw, Dougie Potter, Graham, Thomas, Gaz, CJ and Jim Mollison. Jim, thanks very, very much. who, with all of your coffee, buy me a coffee, your super chats, which thanks very much, super chats, and your other help, basically bought me this, from eBay. So thanks very much for that. So that means that, as you have now seen, Lassie's good to go. So, and I'm feeling a lot better too. So I'm almost good to go too. So she will be back out. And what I intend to do next is go out to the blanket boy. No. My intention is to go out somewhere and send her off, I don't know, maybe 500 metres or so, and then just land her somewhere. And I know you're thinking, oh, Robert, you idiot. No. I'm going to have these Flytron Cree strobes on her, right? And I'm going to just land her somewhere out of my sight, and then I'm going to use Find My Drone to go and find her and see if she's going to be easier to find with these flashing than she was without any. So that's what I'm going to be doing next. Oh, and what I will also do is, and I've been wanting to do this for a while now, on the Mini 3, Caledonia has her own LEDs, as you'll know if you have one. And if you don't have one, but you have an Air 2S, you'll know that they have their own LEDs. And I've always wondered how far out, if it's dusk or dark, how far out can those LEDs be seen? Certainly not as far as these wee strobes, because these can be seen for out to 3 kilometres. If you look at one of my previous videos, that'll show you. But I'm curious to see just how far the LEDs can be seen without any enhancement. So I'm going to go out and I'm going to test that. I'll probably use Caledonia for that. Oh, Graham, thanks very much for the super chat. Appreciate that. And of course, you are the Graham that I mentioned before for super chatting me and helping me out with that before. So, well, you see, yeah, for the fuel, it'll be for the last super chat you gave me went straight towards this, Graham. Thank you very much. And the next one, this one that you've just given me, will be going straight in the tank to get me out to do these tests. The test is going to be with Caledonia, testing how far can you see those LEDs. I'll try 2 flights. I'll do it at dusk, and then I'll wait till it's completely dark, and I'll do it again with the LEDs, and then I'll put the strobes on too, because it's a year and a half since I've done that. I made that video, and I think it's worth doing again, especially after my recent incident where I lost Lassie in marsh grass, which was like between 2 and 4 feet high, and she was on the ground. So maybe I was a bit lucky to actually find her. But with these flashing, it would have been a breeze. So I think it's time to update that video to see how well these little strobes, and maybe the Ulanzi one as well, how well they work compared with the normal LED. So that's the next thing that I'm going to do, right? And I'll probably be doing it next week. And at the same time, I'm going to be working on part 2 of the video that was just out, where I show you what happened after I found Lassie and how I eventually got home. Okay, so I didn't think I would get all of that, and I thought there would be a lot more issues, and I didn't think it would be as smooth and straightforward as that. But I hope that was useful, and I think it was. I think if anyone who has a problem like mine, like they fall into a blanket bog, or they drop this in the bath or down the toilet or something. And this vent at the back, that's a vent that goes directly into the circuitry. There's no barrier there. You pour water, it'll go straight inside there. So it's very, very, very easy to ruin this if it gets wet. There's Mark, who has been a new member. Oh, you've been a member for 4 months, Mark. You're not a new member at all. Has said, don't forget to hit the like button. Thanks if you do. I am not finished yet. I've still got 6 or 7 minutes to go, and I'm feeling powerful tonight. So I'll get through the last wee bit too, because I've got something. I have an item 5 on my agenda. So bear with me. I'm not finished yet. although my throat's getting sore. Is that a symptom of long COVID, or is that a symptom of I've been giving it that for over an hour now? Ed, welcome to Ground Obstacle Avoidance. You are now a new member. So thanks for joining the channel there, Ed. I don't know how to move that over a wee bit. I'll work it out. It's not that one. Where is it? I'll work it out later on. Is it that in? No. Is it that in? I don't know. I'll work it out later on. So thanks for becoming a member. Al, beep, 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 beep. Super chat from Al. Thanks very much. Really appreciate that, Al. It's going in the tank. Or maybe going on another one of these when I drop this into the loch. When I'm going to do the next test. You never know. Dougie. Oh, Dougie twice. Dougie, you are the Dougie Shaw that I mentioned earlier. Thank you. Your support's it's so appreciated. And it's so good. You know what I mean? Lassie would be grounded. I mean, I still have my other one. Wait, I'll show you again. Look. So, I'll go to the big screen. Right. So, this is the old one, I think. Right, where's the power button? There and there. So I think this is the old one. This is the old beat up one. This is a new one. So if I press and hold, right, what's happening? Right, so this one's active. This one it doesn't do anything. I'll try and do it for the top so you can see the buttons. It doesn't. You can't turn it on. So it's definitely goosed. I don't know what to do with it. If anyone's got any ideas. In fact, if anyone wants this for spares, if you're a technical type of person and you think, oh, there might be some spares in there that would be handy for, just let me know, and I'll post it to you, because you know I can't use it, and I have this one now. Thanks to all of you fantastic people who have helped me. So Dougie, that was, I don't know what this is. That was a super chat. All right, okay, there we go. Oh, it was just giving you another wee alert there, right? Okay. Ed, I don't know. I don't think I get anything for it because it's defunct, and I don't want any money for it. I don't want to sell it because the super chats and the coffees and everything that everyone has so kindly donated to me paid for the completely for this second hand one. So I'm not gonna take any. If I get rid of this one, I'm not not taking any money for it. I'll give this to someone who it doesn't work, but it may be useful to someone. I don't know, but if someone wants it and someone thinks that they can use it, or maybe even fix it and give it to some, I don't know, I really don't know, but it's here. If anyone's got a good idea, a suggestion for what I should do with this, I don't want any money for it. I don't want to make anything from it. I just want to give it to someone if someone can use it, or I want to see it if it can be used in some way. Let me know and I'll sort it out. Right. I am not. Thanks, Ed. I appreciate that, but I don't want any money for it. That would be wrong, because I got this one didn't cost me anything, because of everyone's kindness. So I don't want anyone for it. Anyway, right. I've only got a few minutes left. Let me get to my final point, right? Which is this. A while back. It's not really anything important, but it's quite exciting for me, so I'm going to share it with you. When John needs someone to fix his Mini too. I don't know what's wrong with it then, but if anybody can help out John with fixing that thing out there. Hold on, what did Dave say? Dave says, I am sure you'll be aware that the Mini 3 lights turn off if you're videoing. Mini 3 lights. Oh, do it with the LEDs. Ah, thanks, Dave. Right, in that case, thanks for pointing that out. In that case, what I'll do is when I go to do that test, I'll make sure I'm not videoing and there won't be any drone footage. It'll only be footage from the banks of the loch that I'm flying out, so you can see how far it goes. Thanks for that. I didn't know that. So that's handy to know. Right. Okay. So couple of minutes left. Let me get to the final point before we go. Is that a while back, God, the beginning of the year or even the end of last year, I was contacted by a movie production company who asked me if I would supply them with some drone footage because they had watched one of my videos. It was the video of Dumfries House, and they said they really liked it. They liked the way I filmed it. They liked my flying style, and would I like to provide them some drone footage that they wish to use in an upcoming documentary that they're making for Netflix. Well, of course, I said yes, and they said there will be a small fee attached. And I thought, do I have to pay them, or what do they mean? But they gave me a small fee for it. George, thanks for the super chat. Really appreciate it. It's going straight in the tank to get me out. So I said, yeah, I'd love to do that. So they commissioned me. They told me exactly what they wanted. They told me the shots that they wanted and how they wanted them done. So I went, this is quite a while ago, I went out to Dumfries House and I did all of the footage, and they wanted it at 23.97 frames per second. They wanted it in D-Log or RAW. They wanted it in 10-bit. So that it would match in with the documentary so that their editor could film, can colour grade it and whatnot to make it fit in. So I've got 45 seconds. The video's coming out soon, and it's about an art forgery that happened in Dumfries House. It's a real documentary about it, and the drone footage from that is me. So I was quite excited to tell you. I just got the confirmation the other day that that's happening. I'll let you know closer to the time when the video's coming out and what the video's... I forget what it's going to be called now, but they did tell me. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all the super chats tonight. I really appreciate it. I'm going to shoot off now, and I'll see you all next week. So thanks very much.